Hey guys, it's Andy
And Tom?
And Katie.
from Wapeach.com. This week's Retrocut covers Phantom 2040, one of my favorite games at Genesis, probably only because I owned it, though. Tom and Katie didn't have such a good time with it, I don't think.
It's that kind of game. You'd have to own it to really be attached. I mean, I just don't feel it. Not the same I feel for Super Metroid or anything.
Yeah, and that is the game that gets compared to the most. Tom, how did you feel about like the gameplay mechanics and controlling your character?
I thought it was okay, but it's different when you run a game because you don't really feel that. Like you don't have to like it as much as a game that you bought and you're gonna own forever. So I was like, man, I can't. I'm taking this sucker back in like 2 days because it's not super.
And to be honest, the Genesis was my older brother's. He's 5 years older than me. He picked this game out. I was stuck with it. Check out these bullet points, though. The weird thing is that it actually gives you an option to play through the completed storyline or the summarized version. The completed version was not even available in the PAL version. It was only in the NTSC, and I can kind of see why. Like, if you can sum up...
They must not have wanted to translate it.
Well, yeah.
Or something.
If you can sum up 30
because
minutes
there's so freaking
of cutscene, though, 30 minutes of cutscene with 5 bullet points, you know what I mean? Something tells you about your writing.
You might be having a little bit of excess in the cutscene,
Yeah, trim it up a little
bit. We're at the minute 30 mark here, and I had to cut out a lot just to get to the gameplay. So, one thing I have to say I like about it is the uniqueness of his jumping mechanics. You have the grappling hook at some levels where, oddly, I will say when he jumps, it's like crap. But you have to really jump and use that grappling hook in weird angles a lot, and swing from it even to get through some levels, which is pretty cool, I guess, right? No?
Yeah. It's
That's
superhero power, mind you. And if he didn't have it, he wouldn't have much of anything.
Yeah, you know what?
Phantom.
This is my problem with the Phantom. Like, he's supposed to be like a superhero, but right now his powers are he has a gun and a grappling hook. Yeah. So, by that logic, I also could be the Phantom, and so could you.
He can punch, though.
You could also be Batman. But you don't.
No, don't compare the Phantom to Batman, okay? Be careful there, buddy.
So check out these doors. Like, these doors will have numbers assigned to them sometimes, and you have to do certain things to unlock them. So, you have that overall world map, but, did you guys really feel like you knew where to go all the time?
Well, you'd have to wade through about 5 screens of text before you got the next destination, but if you pay some attention at that point, you can usually figure it out.
Yeah, like they'll make some vague reference to a warehouse.
Yeah, but we do have to say that like back then, like when we rented this, there was no game facts, so you more than likely were probably screwed because you weren't paying attention to the cutscene to begin with. So it's like, yeah, okay, I know, go left to right,
that's why I saw.
Get to the flag, I got it. And then you don't have to do that, and then you're screwed.
None of these people look really original and amazing to me. Growing up playing it, I loved it. But when I play it now, I feel kind of let down, I guess.
It's dated. It's definitely dated. You could tell this is back, in the day.
Still, they did some cool things, like, these bosses that come apart in pieces. That's cool. For its time, this is some pretty cool stuff, No?
Yeah, it's not bad. The animation there is nice, and, I mean...
It looks decent, but it's like everything in this game was done better in another game, so it's like, why would you play this game?
Right.
Yeah, I hear you. I played it because I owned it, and that was pretty much why. And you can get a lot of weapons and stuff like that throughout the game, but you don't have to, and none of them really feel like they give you that much of an edge in gameplay, rather than just hitting the A button over and over with your regular weapon. So... It just doesn't.
As we've just seen.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you can beat these bosses. And, it's just kind of an average game in retrospect, but I just have a special place for it in my heart, and it was pretty cool that it did all these things, and the storytelling and comic book style storytelling was pretty cool, I think.
You know what it is? Like, I feel like... No, dude, I feel like it's a decent game, but I feel like the Phantom skin being laid over top of it just makes me, like, not interested. Like, if this was like the same gameplay, but like something I was interested in, I probably would take it.
You guys think that remember the cartoon that it's based on was really big back then. It was a pretty popular cartoon. So, the cartoon did well enough to be on DVD now, which not a lot of cartoons from then are. You know what I mean? It was a pretty good cartoon.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
it had an
And it got a
audience.
game.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Mhm.
So sorry for the mediocre retro cut. Next week we're gonna do something a little better, I guess, and not from my memory. Factually good, though. Factually good, I promise you. So, all right, guys. Wapeach.com. You guys have anything else to add?
Final thoughts, pass.
Well,
I don't know.
I feel like a guy who tries to show BB pictures off at a friend's party, and everyone's just like, "Yeah, it's great."
Hey man, if this was one of your favorite games, like more power to you. You know, just I guess I have a higher quality taste in games, so maybe it just wasn't doing it for me. But
All right,
if
guys.
you like,
Wapeach.com. Weekly podcasts and videos, and othermediablog.com, a new site launching with Tom and Anise. Take care. Bye. I hate you all.